A surprise bidder has emerged for Australia's biggest wheat exporter, AWB. Canadian fertiliser giant Agrium has weighed in with an all-cash bid worth $1.2 billion, trumping an all-share offer from GrainCorp. Also surprising the market today, Sigma Pharmaceuticals, which has agreed to sell its drug business for $900 million. Alicia Barry reports.
AWB has been seeking a suitor since it lost its monopoly over the country's bulk wheat exports 2 years ago, and now it has two to choose from. Trumping a merger proposal with GrainCorp, Canada's Agrium has made a rival offer of $1.2 billion, pricing AWB at $1.50 a share.
It's trying to pick up a distressed asset towards the bottom of its earnings cycle, and with wheat prices shooting to 2-year highs in the last couple of trading sessions, it's got dollar signs in its eyes, I think.
In a statement to the market, AWB said the Agrium proposal is conditional and subject to negotiation and may not lead to a definitive arrangement. Accordingly, at this stage, the merger implementation deed with GrainCorp remains on foot, and AWB directors have not withdrawn or modified their previous recommendation that shareholders vote in favour of the merger with GrainCorp. The board has two very different offers to consider.
With the GrainCorp bid, you're creating a grain handling company that will control close to 55%, which is a concern there for the ACCC. But then all of a sudden you've got Agrium, which is an offshore company, so there might be a concern there with FARB. So you've either got to look at whether you want a monopolistic attitude here or you want foreign ownership.
Agrium's bid is the latest foreign play for Australian assets and follows Canada's Viterra's purchase of AWB grain. Jonathan Barrett says he's not sure how much more consolidation the sector can take.
How many more companies are there to be sold? The wheat market's sort of been pretty tight in terms of the grain storage, handling and freight. So really I think after this you'll probably find that once it's settled that the sector will settle down, and hopefully they'll get onto the task of actually selling the wheat that we grow.
AWB shares soared by almost a third. GrainCorp shares finished 4% stronger. It's believed it won't up its offer, but it could lose out if there's truth behind rumours more bidders may emerge. Agrium's proposal is conditional on due diligence and foreign investment approval. As AWB weighs up potential takeover offers, struggling pharmaceuticals company Sigma is selling its pharmaceuticals division to South Africa's Pharmacare for $900 million. The deal wipes away the company's debt, leaving extra cash on the balance sheet and its profitable healthcare and retail division.
It lets the company grow in an area that it has some core competency in. And remember, the pharmaceutical benefit scheme has been growing strongly in recent years. So Sigma's wholesale business has been growing on the strength of that, and I think it's reasonable to expect it to continue to grow.
Sigma first began attracting interest in April after a major write-down of its generic business and a full-year loss sent its share price into free fall and resulted in a management shake-up which cost the CEO his job. Aspen initially made a bid for the entire company, but after considering a range of offers, Sigma's board decided this was the best fit. In a statement, Chairman Brian Jamieson said, "Over recent months, the board has considered a number of expressions of interest in relation to the whole or part of Sigma's business. The board has concluded that Aspen's proposal to acquire the pharmaceuticals division is the best alternative for Sigma shareholders." And relieved investors bid the stock up 4% by the close. The sale still needs shareholder and regulatory approval.